Hello and welcome to the Landis Look, where we take an inside look at the world of real estate. Today, we're going to take an inside look at doing school in your real estate. Yes, a lot of us are doing school from home. And so today we have Lindsey with us. And Lindsey, you've seen her on there before as our client concierge. She takes care of our clients. So welcome back, Lindsey.
Hey, thanks for having me again. Glad to be back.
Yeah, and in addition to taking care of our clients, she's also a former educator who is taking care of the education in her house. And she's also in a new house. Congratulations, just moved into a new house, which is now set up for virtual school.
Yes, so we moved in a month ago, and first priority was to get the schoolroom ready because we wanted to make sure that we had a place for the kids to learn. So the rest of the house is a mess. Don't think we don't have boxes. They are.
You're not getting a tour of the whole house. We're only getting a tour here of the schoolroom. And I should say, you said this is the first grade classroom. You have a third grade classroom upstairs, correct?
Yes, this is first grade. My first grade daughter is in this room downstairs, and my third grade son is upstairs. We have a desk upstairs in the hallway for him. So we have multiple grades on multiple levels because that's worked best for us.
Awesome. Well, tell us, maybe start there from the beginning of, as a former educator, as you thought about doing virtual school and you thought about your family, where did you start? Where did you start the process of how can I set up my house to be the most efficient and the most productive for the kids?
That is a big question. And I think I started where a lot of people did, and it was the wrong place, called Pinterest. I looked at Pinterest because I wanted the picturesque, cute schoolroom.
Yep.
And when we really dove deep to think about what was best for the kids, we realized having our children together in a cute desk on the same level of the house was probably not the best scenario for them. So,
wow. Yeah.
They like to take breaks from their headphones, and we wanted to be able to allow that to happen, and we wanted them to be able to move whenever possible. So we set up an area for each child on their own floor so that they could get up out of their seat, wiggle, move, and not interrupt the other and not distract the other.
I don't think I would have ever thought of that. That is genius. That is so smart. I love that. And so what, oh, go ahead.
It works really well for us. I'm getting my step count in by going up and down the stairs between the two kids, but it works well for them. They're allowed to stay a lot more focused.
Yeah, so they have their own spaces, so they have freedom of movement, freedom to take a break, and are not bothering each other. I love that. So as you look at their individual spaces, what's important to setting up a good space for each person, for each student?
So having a good space is a room free of toys. We found out very quickly the first day, get rid of the toys. So this room was not meant to be a schoolroom. We were never planning on virtual schooling, and we were hoping this was going to be the playroom for the house. So we had to remove the toys the first day of school because that was too big of a distraction. So toys went into the living room, and this became only education materials. So we have our markers and our color pencils and paper set up, ready to go. And we have bins for all of our school supplies. We just went around, found what we had, and we had a couple bins to try to keep us organized and not keep supplies all over the house.
And I see you have some stuff on the walls. What are you using the wall space for?
So we are using the walls for word study practice. We have a pocket chart over here where we're practicing our word work. Nice. We have a little table that's down there. So when she wants to take a break and sit in a different seat, she can. And the kids actually prefer to do their homework together at that little table after the virtual day is done. We also
homework. Isn't it amazing? I just have to take a quick break there. It's all homework. What do you mean by their homework?
Yeah, we are live with our teachers from 8 to noon, 4 out of the 5 days of the week. And then the other time is spent doing our homework.
And so you do the homework in a different setup, joking aside, you treat it like homework versus school, even though you're all still at home.
Yeah. We do our homework together. That is the time that we choose to sit together. And a lot of times it's around the dining room table, and sometimes it's in this room. That way that they can ask questions, they're available, and they have some sense of togetherness in a school setting.
So I mean, that's neat because you've got a setup for them for when they have the headphones on and are on Zoom. And then it's a different setup when they're doing homework and there could be more questions and collaboration and conversation together.
Yeah, they're actually doing their homework right now in the dining room, and I can hear my third grader helping my first grader sounding out words as she does her journal activity.
Wow. No, that's a pretty good, that is it. That is a good byproduct of doing work together.
It really is. I mean, we've had a lot of togetherness, and it's not always pretty and it's not always quiet, but there are moments that have sparked joy in the house.
What other advice can you give for setting up your house for school? What other advice could you give?
So I think being positive and setting up a positive tone, words of encouragement are huge. Letting the kids know that they are special and they are loved and that they can have ownership in their space. What you can't see, I can turn my camera a little bit. We have, each kid has their own bulletin board that has a little piece of art, their schedule for the day that their teachers sent over. And it's just a place that they can keep some information and some happy things that make them happy. We all like to be reminded of happy, joyful things in our lives, and kids need that too. So we have that for them. Also, we have a clock in each room now, which I haven't had a lot of clocks in my house, but I thought this was a great time to teach time since we have to be at specials and we get breaks for a certain amount of time. We're trying to teach ownership over your time.
I love that. Cool. And from the house standpoint, when you bought this house, were you considering doing virtual school, or just you had to adapt to what was there?
That is an interesting question. And while we didn't want to do virtual school, yes, we did know buying this house that we were going to be in a different environment this school year. So we moved into a much bigger house that had room for everybody to spread out. That was really important to us. So my husband is also at home full time. His office has not opened yet. He is down in the basement. He has his own office as well.
Do you have any tips from navigating that? I mean, I'm doing the same thing where, kids are upstairs and Amaris is upstairs. What tips do you have for navigating working from home and schooling from home? Everybody's now in one house when it used to be none of them were there.
Well, we are figuring this out just like everyone else. What has worked for us, and not always in the happiest way, has been conversed that daddy stays downstairs, and that works best because it's too hard to have the interruption of knowing who is in charge and who is responsible for what. So we start the day off having breakfast as a family. That is a really great part of quarantine, is we never used to eat together and now we can. So we start out eating together. We start out trying to get all the technical difficulties taken care of. And then Matthew goes down in the basement and he does not come back out until lunchtime. And then we have lunch as a family again. So we are figuring that out, and that is what's working best for us.
That's really worked well for us also. I mean, I would say the number of days before quarantine that I would have eaten breakfast and lunch at home, I mean, the previous year was probably 0. And now the ability to do that is really nice. And so, I mean, I tried to structure my days so that I have that break during lunchtime and can come up from the basement for lunch. And so, it sounds like if that's working for both of us, maybe that would work for some other folks who would listen as well. So, man, Lindsey, I mean, I really appreciate your take on this and your expertise on it. I mean, just seeing your setup has inspired me, and I've got some great takeaways on it. And I'm sure this is going to be helpful as everyone navigates something that, we never thought we would do and, probably never wanted to do either. But here we are. And so we got to make the best of what we've got. And I loved your thought on the positivity for the kids, because, I mean, we really do get to set the tone for what school is going to be like. And so, let's be positive and make sure the kids know how special they are. And I really appreciate that. So thanks for your time today. We really appreciate it. And that was helpful.
Was so glad to be here. And I know everyone has their word of the year, and mine is not pivot. Mine is grace. And I'm trying to just give everyone grace. The teachers need it. The computers need it. The internet needs it. We as parents need it. And so do our kids. So we're just trying to make lemonade out of lemons here.
Yes. Word of the year, grace. I love it. Thanks so much, Lindsey. Everybody, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next week. Till then, bye.
Bye.